Top stories for tonight. His Lordship Michael Martin has been elected as the 5th Bishop of the Diocese of Charlotte in the United States. The ordination mass took place yesterday, May 29, 2024, with the presence of the Bishop of Boya, His Lordship Michael Bibi, amongst the prelates who gathered at St. Mark's Catholic Church in Huntersville, North Carolina. Secondary Education Minister Pauline Nalova-Lyonga commends the tranquility with which the GC is written in Fako. She paid a visit to some centers today. And this May 30th is marked internationally as the first edition of World Potatoes Day, with particular interest on how the food crop helps in reducing hunger and food security issues. Good evening and thanks for joining us on tonight's edition of our Primetime News. Those were our top stories. The development of the news would be yours after the jingle interlude. Right, welcome back, dear viewers. For tonight's edition, we begin one of our top stories. The Latin scriptural text Duc in Altum from Luke chapter 5 verse 4, which translates in English as "put into the deep," is the motto of the 5th Residential Bishop of the Diocese of Charlotte in the United States of America. The bishop was ordained, the 5th Residential Bishop, Reverend Martin Michael, Michael Martin, was ordained on May 29, 2024, in a pontifical high mass officiated by the bishop who was the main consecrator, Right Reverend Gregory Hartmeyer, who doubled as preacher. The prelate appreciated the bishop's courage in his response to God's call and equally exhorted him to trust in God alone as he leads the flock entrusted to his care. This mass took place at St. Mark's Catholic Church in Huntersville, North Carolina. Details and more with Father Alphonse Wongibe from our newsroom.
The Episcopal ordination of the Most Reverend Michael T. Martin took place on Wednesday 29th of May 2024 at the St. Mark Catholic Church in Huntersville, North Carolina. In a pontifical high mass officiated by the principal consecrator Most Reverend Gregory J. Hartmeyer, Metropolitan Archbishop of Atlanta, in the presence of two co-consecrators, the Most Reverend Peter Jugis and His Eminence Christophe Cardinal Pierre, as well as other bishops, priests and deacons. The prelates acknowledged and welcomed the parents and sister of the bishop-elect, as well as his predecessor, who worked faithfully for 20 years.
Like Cardinal Pierre, I would like to recognize in a special way Bishop Peter Jugis, the 4th Bishop of Charlotte. Bishop Jugis, you have guided the diocese through unprecedented growth among Catholics and communities across western North Carolina, opening new parishes and schools, promoting and fostering vocations to the priesthood and consecrated life, as well as founding St. Joseph's Seminary.
Addressing the bishop-elect in his homily, the Most Reverend Gregory Hartmeyer thanks him for his yes to God, for his yes to a bleak future known only to God, and exhorted him as well to have a humble and total trust in God. He added that the episcopal ministry is a call to deepen his friendship with Jesus and to bring all those he leads to experience this friendship with him.
My dear brother Michael, thank you for your yes to a future unknown to you, but known only fully to God. Allow your yes to be shaped by the unique yes of our Blessed Mother, Mother of the Church. Episcopal ministry is, first and foremost, a call to a deepened friendship with the Lord Jesus. Cut off from Him, we can do nothing. You will be even more dependent on the Lord's loving kindness as you step forward in this service of sacrificial loving for the Church.
Furthermore, with reference to his episcopal motto, Duc in Altum, put out into the deep, as Peter did, the prelate reminded the bishop-elect that Duc in Altum is an invitation to trust in the Lord always, depending and relying solely in Him.
My brother Michael, you have chosen as your episcopal motto the words spoken by Jesus to Peter, Duc in Altum. put out into the deep. It is the Lord who invites us to put out into the deep, as Peter did, as you reminded us last night in your homily. Putting out into the deep is an invitation to trust in the Lord at all times. It means relying less on ourselves and more on the one who calls us.
Prior to the end of the Holy Mass, the new and fit Bishop of the Diocese of Charlotte, highlighting unity as an essential aspect in every ministry, gave a vote of thanks beginning with his predecessor, Bishop Peter Jugis, and then the Cardinal, the consecrating bishops, and then his parents, as well as all those who were present. This he did in a humorous manner.
When you're a bishop of one diocese for 20 years, while I'm not sure that Bishop Jugis would say that it flew by, I do think that he would say it was a joy. He said that to me. And this prayerful, humble, holy man who has led us for 20 years is an inspiration for me and for us all. And I will be honored to have him as my brother bishop here in our diocese, continuing to serve us with his wonderful example of priestly service and love of Jesus.
Present at this episcopal ordination were bishops, deacons, priests, religious, and laity from far and near, from Atlanta, Baltimore, Charlotte, and Boyer. With priest of Boyer serving in the Diocese of Charlotte, their chief shepherd, Monsignor Michael Bibi, equally answered present, indicating the link and bond between both dioceses, as also evidenced some months ago when he paid a 5-day pastoral visit to his priest, working and serving in the Diocese of Charlotte, when Monsignor Peter Jugis was still on seat as the 4th residential bishop. All in all, joy filled the hearts of Christians in the Universal Church in general and the particular Church of Charlotte for a new bishop in the church. Born in Baltimore, Maryland on 2nd December 1961, ordained in June 10, 1989, and now bishop since 29th of May 2024.
We say congratulations to the Right Reverend Martin Michael, who is the Bishop of the Diocese of Charlotte, and we wish him well as he picks up his episcopal ministry and leads the flock entrusted to his care. Now we come back into the ecclesiastical province of Bamenda, and this time around we will be particularly turning our gaze to the Diocese of Mamfe, where the priests of the Diocese of Mamfe have decided to live in fraternity with one another and to also set aside a day every year to pray for their fallen brethren. These resolutions were taken during the closing ceremony of the meeting of the Association of Diocesan Priests that held in the Diocese of Mamfe. Aloysius Likia followed closely this meeting and compiled for us the following report.
Priests of the Diocese of Mamfe have concluded the 2024 Association of Diocesan Priests ADP meeting with a resolution to work together, build and strengthen their fraternity. This gathering took place at the Immaculate Conception Parish in Guti from Sunday the 25th of May to Wednesday the 29th of May 2024. Carrying out their pastoral duties in an area that has been hardly hit by the Anglophone crisis, which has affected the work and life of these priests directly in one way or the other, the come together was an opportunity for brother priests to console and encourage each other while leaving the Immaculate Conception Parish with refreshed minds and renewed hope, as we hear from the diocesan ADP president.
We, the priests of Mamfe, members of the Association of Diocesan Priests, have been meeting in Nguti, and we have deliberated on a couple of issues concerning our life and our ministry. It has been a beautiful time, a quiet environment, and we had all what we needed for our deliberations. And we must say that it has not only been a time of meeting, it has been a time of relaxation and an opportunity for us to leave from here and to go back to our work renewed and with vigor.
The come together, away from masses, prayers, recollection, also witnessed some socio-cultural and sporting activities that helped the priests for relaxation and to stay healthy. In the football match that saw the priest of Manfi Diocese against the youths of Nguti, the priests proved that they can still play better than Samuel Eto, beating the youths 2-1, with goals coming from Father Norbert Lukong and Father Elias Tani. The parish priest of Immaculate Conception Parish Nguti and the cathedral administrator of Manfi in the following excerpt says it was a privilege hosting brother priests and it was a huge success.
We were privileged this year to host the annual Diocesan AGP, Association of Diocesan Priests of the Diocese of Manfi, and I must tell you, it has been very, very wonderful. We started with the formation of committee. On an occasion of this magnitude, you need to bring many people on board to see how the occasion will finally come to be a successful one. And so I want to, in special, we thank all those members of the various committee who put their efforts to see that this particular meeting of the priest of the Diocese of Manfi was a successful one.
I have come to the end of our ADP meeting, which for me has been a great moment of solidarity, of sharing, of communion, and also of relaxing, because when we came from the very first day, you could see that many of us were tired, but as time went on with all the discussions that we had about ourselves, about our association and all the activities and the programming and the future, what was interesting about this meeting is that we could sit together and plan as a group, as a family, as a presbyterium of the Diocesan Priests of Manfi.
The priests are leaving the Immaculate Conception Parish with firm resolutions, such as priests will check their health and adopt habits and lifestyle that will help them stay healthy. Priests will work to build and strengthen the fraternity, and the Association of Diocesan Priests will dedicate a day each year to pray for and commemorate the memory of the departed brothers and members.
Now we get back into the Diocese of Buea, and this time around we are taking you to St. Peter's Mission Station, Boasa, which is under St. Martin de Porres Parish, Bukwango. There they have begun the construction of their roof, and in the nearest future it will make the church a suitable place of worship for the Christians of that community. Joseph Otto from our newsroom paid a recent visit to the project site and compiled for us the following updates.
As various diocesan projects continue to gain steam in the Diocese of Buea, some parishes and mission stations in the diocese are following suit, as the St. Peter Mission Station Boasa has begun the roofing of the church house. Created some years back under the St. Martin de Porres Parish Bukwango, Christians of this parish, out of their goodwill, have dedicated themselves to the construction of this church house up to this level. Comprising a population of about 30 Christians, the chairperson of this mission station recounts some challenges faced as concerns the project.
I think after when they do this roofing, the next stage they say they go try for see how they go do the plastering of the house, and then fit windows for inside the house. Few other challenges we the electricity, connect electricity for inside the house, and then we do flooring, and then we get sanctuary for them where they get for Bilam, so that they put this thing. So now the immediate things that way they would really need that.
Despite these challenges, he thanks the bishop for supporting them with the roofing and also the Christians for their service.
That the way Bishop Ikaye would make a appeal. Say this house, in a house where been a godly house, and then we talk say any we will be willing to accept any good will wisher. We feel helpful for support one or two things for inside the building, and we give special thanks, more especially for Bishop, because this will Bishop, if we don't be there some good person, either will dish out that amount of money, will be there about 6 million something for Sime they take and do this roofing. We wish you long life and prosperity, because if we the big boss here, don't we there for inside bush here. We look at DMR TV, we see he work the way he work for other parishes. Tico, Moyuka, Libya, and so forth, and with the year what will they do? So that work may continue with them.
It is worthy to note that by Wednesday, June 5, 2024, the placement of zincs will begin, which in the nearest future will be a suitable place for worship.
On to the world of education, the Minister of Secondary Education, Professor Nalova Lyonga, has expressed satisfaction on the conduct of the written phase of the General Certificate Examination in Fako Division. She paid a visit with her entourage to some secondary schools where the examinations were going on in tranquility, and where she made her remarks about the way the exams have been unfolding in Fako Division. Former newsroom Nadesh May tracked the minister's visit and was able to compile for us the following report.
With the introduction of some measures to curb examination malpractices in some secondary schools, the Minister of Secondary Education, Professor Nalova Lyonga, this day made a one-day tour to some general certificate examination centers. Her visit is aimed at examining the ongoing GCE ordinary level, advanced level in Boya and beyond. In the course of her tour, she made a brief stop at the Governor's Office, Baptist Comprehensive High School, the General Certificate of Examination Board, where she had a short session with the education stakeholders of the institution together with the governor of the Southwest region. During the tour, the officials at the GCE iterated to the minister that this year they have 1.5 million forms and machines available for the marking of scripts.
We are on the verge of showing the standards of Cameroon education with these exams that are coming on. You can see that all the standards in the classrooms for the spacing that has to be left between each student, that has been obeyed by everybody. The clean school philosophy has been obeyed by all the teachers. And so everything standard-wise is just what we want. GC board, which is being run this time by an interim team, a team of 3 are organizing the exams in the GC board, together with the board members themselves and the administrative team of Boya, that is to say, the governor and his entourage, and the security team in the Southwest region. And everything is going on fine. We are laying the grounds. We are showing Cameroonians what should be done in examination.
The minister equally extended her tour to Tico, where she visited Christ the King College Tico, St. Mary's International College, University Modeka, and was impressed with the school infrastructure being newly constructed.
Minesec has been all over Cameroon this week, supervising the exams as they're going on. And we have had a very pleasant week in the sense that everything has gone on well. And remember that I'm talking like this, making a difference between what Minesec is saying on the ground and what the social media is saying. The social media they are not performing the exams for us. They are not conducting the exams for us. We are conducting the exams, and we know how the exams are going. And very unlike other years, I don't know, this year is very peculiar because all those who are taking the exams are extremely enthusiastic.
Minister Nalova, after inspecting the various examination centers, called on the school officials to repair unused laptops, broken floors to provide a conducive learning environment for the students.
College here in Modeka in Tico, which has just been done. Well, we opened it last year, I think, and we created last year, and we're opening it this year. And so they are doing the finishing touches, but then I decided to come and see it and also give the press the opportunity to see what we mean by a standard institution. From here henceforth, we think that all other colleges will be able to copy what we mean by a standard institution. So that's why we are here. It's a very happy occasion for us. It's great, and I seize the opportunity to congratulate the proprietor of this college together with his family, who have put up such a wonderful jewel to add to what Cameroon has.
It should be noted that this year's official examination has increased significantly, with a total of 49,000 candidates participating in the written general certificate examination.
We stay in education, and this time around we zoom into McDonald's and Child Nursery and Primary School here in Buea, which has graduated over 40 Nursery 2 and Class 6 pupils this May 30th, 2024. The graduation ceremony, which took place at the school premises, witnessed in attendance over 200 persons, including their teachers and well-wishers who came to celebrate and to congratulate the young ones who graduated this day. Our reporter from our newsroom, Jamila Tutongtang, has details of this in the following report.
It was a beautiful sunny morning filled with smiles and laughter as the excitement look on the pupils, teachers and parents alike could not go unnoticed.
Child is graduating today from Nursery 2 going to Class 1, and I pray that the same God that guided him from the beginning, may the same God continue guiding him till the next graduation. So I'm so happy and excited.
You know, as a parent, you will expect that after you must have done a lot in the course of the academic year, children make you proud in a day like this. Reading out the class results here today, my children, alongside other kids I expected to see their results be a good one, did absolutely well.
The graduation ceremony that took place at McDonald's and Child Nursery and Primary School recorded the attendance of over 200 persons, amongst which were parents, guardians, and well-wishers, who all came together to encourage and congratulate their young ones. The graduation ceremony at this McDonald's and Child Nursery and Primary School was an arena for parents not just to discover and monitor the academic performances of their kids, but also a great opportunity to notice their hidden skills and talents, as from the dances, the debates to talks, poems, and many other amazing performances showcased by these pupils simply wowed the parents. Madam Zita Ebonne, the head teacher of this institution, expressed her joy towards the success of the students as they recorded 100% in their common entrance examination, while encouraging the kids as they go on holidays not to relent efforts in studies, even as they enjoy their break.
I really want to appreciate the kids because they have been so supportive. Like the Class 6 people, we have 100% for common entrance, everybody list A. We are so happy. As for the party, it has drawn the end of the academic year, and we are so happy and grateful to our Lord that He has taken us successfully this academic year.
Some of the outgoing graduation pupils shared their excitement as they believed from this stage they will be moving to a higher level in their academics.
I'm very happy to be graduating today because I'll be leaving primary school to a higher level, and since from class 2 to this class 6. So I am very happy to graduate because I've been very long, and I'm very happy to get to the next level and see myself on the top being a new thing. So that is why I call myself many names. Though I call myself many names, but I can't wait to see myself grow up and be as successful as my name.
McDonald's and Child Nursery and Primary School is one of those institutions in the city of Buea who are putting in all the efforts they have to see that children from the pre-nursery right up to the primary section are properly groomed, not just academically but equally spiritually and morally, thereby building a strong team of what many would call the future that will hold our beautiful nation, Cameroon, in the years ahead.
On to another story. It may be interesting to ask how much importance do we attribute to potatoes today. Surprisingly enough, today is celebrated universally as the World Potatoes Day under the theme Harvesting Diversity and Feeding Hope, and it is the first edition which is celebrated this May 30th, 2024. The aim of this day is to support and promote small-scale and family farming production, family farming production of the crop, as well as to particularly help rural farmers and boost their efforts to reduce hunger, malnutrition, poverty, and as well as achieve food securities. Eileen Sama took keen interest on the celebration of this day of the World Day of Potatoes, or World Potatoes Day, and put together the following report for us.
The global campaign launched by the United Nations aims to raise public awareness about the economic, social, and environmental importance of potato and its contribution to food security and nutrition, while advocating for the replication of best practices and the development of sustainable value chains. World Potato Day also provides a platform to emphasize the contributions of potatoes in improving food security and livelihoods, as well as examine the constraints to optimizing the benefits from the crop's value chains, especially its potential to transform agri-food systems and ultimately contribute to achieving the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. Today, potatoes rank among the top 5 staple food crops consumed globally, and according to the United Nations, potatoes are an important component of strategies to provide accessible and nutritious food and improved livelihoods in rural and other areas where the natural resources, especially arable land and water, are limited and inputs expensive. Worth mentioning is the fact that about 2/3 of the world's population consumes potatoes as its staple food. By 2030, the total production of potatoes will reach 750 million tons, with an increase of 112%, of which the production of Africa, Asia, and Latin America will exceed 440 million tons, with an increase of 100%, accounting for about 59% of the world. Potatoes are also a climate-friendly crop as they produce lower levels of greenhouse gas emissions than other crops. For the record, May 30 was designated as the International Day of Potato by the United Nations during its General Assembly in December 2023.
Let us end our newscast tonight on our foreign page, where we go to Nigeria, which has adopted a new national anthem following the law, and the law is made by the lawmakers. The law was made by the lawmakers on May 29th, 2024. The change or the adoption of a new national anthem has sparked off a lot of criticism among nationals of the country, Nigeria. And the United States has also opposed a UN Security Council resolution saying it is not going to be helpful. Matilda Bisong delved into some of these stories and compiled for us details on our foreign page. Let us have a report.
We open our foreign page with Cameroon's closest neighbor, Nigeria, where the nation adopted a new national anthem on May 29 after lawmakers passed a law placing the current anthem with a version that was dropped nearly half a century ago. This development has sparked widespread criticism about how the law was hastily passed without much public input. President Bola Tinubu's consent to the law comes a day after it was approved by both chambers of Nigeria's National Assembly. The bill was passed in less than a week, an unusually fast process for important bills that usually take weeks or months to be considered. Votes are being counted after South Africans voted on Wednesday in an election seen as the country's most important and contested elections since apartheid ended 30 years ago. The elections held in a day and polls closed after 14 hours of voting in more than 23,000 polling stations across South Africa's 9 provinces. The initial results suggest the ANC may lose its parliamentary majority for the first time since Nelson Mandela led the party to victory following the end of apartheid in 1994. The Independent Electoral Commission that runs the elections said results will be announced by Sunday. Out of Africa, the United States on Wednesday, May 29, opposed a UN Security Council resolution calling for an immediate ceasefire in Gaza and an end to Israel's military actions in Rafah, saying it is not going to be helpful. Algeria, representing Arab countries on the council, shared the draft resolution with the 15 council members after emergency talks about intensifying Israeli operation in Rafah. The draft resolution demands compliance with previous council resolutions that call for the opening of all border crossings and humanitarian access to Gaza's 2.3 million people who need food and other aid. The draft resolution also demands the ceasefire to be respected by all parties and calls for the release of all hostages. Some diplomats have expressed hope for a quick vote on the draft resolution.
Well, the wisdom writer says there's always a time to come and a time to go. At this point in time, it is time for us to draw the curtains of tonight's edition of our Primetime News. But before we part company with you, let us review our top stories. His Lordship Michael Martin has been elected as the 5th Bishop of Charlotte in the United States. The ordination mass took place yesterday, May 29, 2024, with the presence of the Bishop of Boyer. His Lordship Michael be amongst the prelates who gathered at St. Mark's Catholic Church in Huntersville, North Carolina. Secondary Education Minister Pauline Nalova Lyonga commends the tranquility with which the GC is written in Faku. She paid a visit to some centers today. And this May 30th is marked internationally as the International Day or Well Potatoes Day, with particular interest on how the food crop helps in reducing hunger and food security issues. Thanks for joining us on tonight's edition of our Primetime News. Hope you had a wonderful time with us. Of course, we take a rendezvous with you again tomorrow when we'll be wrapping up the news items of what had made news in the Diocese of Boya, in the nation Cameroon, and in the world at large. At this point in time, we leave in the company of more interesting programs on DMR TV, and we say good night.